We can use Minitab to find our regression equation for any set of data. I've already entered the data into a Minitab worksheet for the durations of 25 of Old Faithful geyser eruptions and the time in minutes until the next eruption to see if there is a correlation between the duration of an eruption until how long there is until the next eruption. In a previous example, we determined that there was a pretty strong correlation between those two. So now we're going to write the regression equation and then use that regression equation to predict some expected values. So let's see how to use Minitab to form this equation. The equation will be in the form y equals mx plus b. So that is the form that we want it in order to use it. So in order to do this equation, we need to go into Minitab and then go under the Stat menu, go under Regression, and then under Regression we want Regression again. Once that dialog box opens up, we need to tell Minitab which variable is our response variable and which variable is our predictor variable. Remember, we have an independent variable and a dependent variable. Our response variable is our y variable. So once we put our cursor in that response box, we can double click on the y variable over here and it will automatically go to that response box. Our predictor variable is our x variable, so once our cursor is in the predictor box over here, then we can come and click on the duration variable and it will then populate the predictor box. From there, we don't have anything else we need to tell Minitab at this time, so just click OK. Minitab generates extra data here that we do not need, or extra information that we do not need at this point. In a future statistics course you may need it, or later on you may need it, but right now all you need is the regression equation, which is given right up here at the top. The time y variable is given equal to 33.7 plus 12.5x. So you would write y equals 12.5x plus 33.7. You would switch the order of the 12.5x and the 33.7, which is fine because they are commutable and you can do that. So what can we do with that equation? We can use that equation to predict some expected values that we don't already have in our chart. Scientists could use that equation to predict when the geyser is going to erupt again or how long they could expect it to last. So let's see how that can be done. Alright, so we have our equation and we want to do some predictions. In order to do that, it's as simple as just taking the value for which you want to make a prediction and plugging it into the equation that you have. So our prediction equation was y equals 12.5x plus 33.7. And let's say we want to predict the time until the next eruption if we're given a duration of 2 minutes. In order to do that, we simply plug the value of 2 in for our variable x, because x represents our durations. All of our durations were represented by the x column. So we take our prediction equation and we just plug that in. We say 12.5 times 2 plus 33.7. And we solve that equation for y. What y would correspond to an x value of 2. And that would be our expected value. So we're going to get y equals 24.96 plus, I had some extra unrounded values there, so my values may not be exactly the same as yours because you're using rounded values in this example. So y equals 58.6. So we can say that it would be 58.6 minutes until the next eruption. We could substitute any value in for x there as long as it was within the scope of our equation to determine how long we would have until the next eruption.